Hey, Ali Hoopa. I'm Jon Strand, and this is On the Jon. Today we're going to go behind the scenes on episode 3 of Allt För Sverige as we explore the island of Gotland and talk with Brittany Pearson about the first elimination challenge.
Hi!
Welcome into On the Jon.
Oh yeah, what does that say behind you? Who?
Pooh.
Boo!
Pooh. You and I have gotten to hang out, and that was a good time. We went skiing with one of my best friends, JT, out in Breckenridge. We were supposed to be in a whole ski house full of people, but they all got COVID, and so it's just the three amigos, but I think we still tore up the town, tore up the slopes. It's a successful day. And then went,
you guys can ski pretty good.
Pretty all right. There's some things the viewers are not aware of. So first off, you guys do that challenge, the paddleboard challenge, and everybody's happy because no one's going home, but I think I felt bad for you because basically we get our first free weekend in Stockholm, and then we go to the Gotland, and there's like almost a week that goes by where that's just like hanging over your head. Tell me about that. Tell me what it was like.
Well, to be going on this like epic journey, and then the first week be kind of thrown into this stressful situation, It just loomed over me. It was like this little black cloud. And I just couldn't shake it. It was a mental challenge actually for like over a week. It wasn't just that day. It was like all of Gotland, all of Stockholm before we went. And then every day I didn't know when they were going to say, hey, it's now.
Competitions were crazy stressful, even if you weren't in them. But at the other side, like, you're having these emotional highs where, like, that whole night around the fire with where the Viking guy is teaching us, like, these sing-songy sort of toasts, and that was awesome. Our tent was good, too. I think we got some melatonin. There was a huge party raging outside till, like, 4 or 5 in the morning. I took the melatonin, and I think I took Benadryl, because I wanted to be out, and I was so tired. And I just remember kind of like waking up and coming out of this, like, you're still kind of dreaming. And I was hearing all these Swedish voices and singing. And I was imagining like these beautiful Swedish people outside singing these beautiful songs. And I would drift back off. It was this real like dream state that went on for a while. And I kind of liked it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Didn't you learn some total like armor things? Didn't you wear like the head armor for the
Erica put it on. Erica put it on and was like, hit me in the head.
Right.
So didn't you she was getting hit in the head.
All of this self-defense stuff, and then I was like, oh my gosh, is this what the duel is gonna be?
Yeah. So
then that took me to a different place. Like, it wasn't mental, it was gonna be like jousting.
Yep.
And I was like, oh.
Yeah. No, the whole time, I mean, they said duel, and I'm thinking they're going to have, after we do the festival, I'm like, they're going to have a sword fight. They're going to have a freaking, and it was funny because the day before that, this guy, he's an expert. He's like certified expert swordsman, is teaching me how to wield a longsword. I'm like, Brittany, here's how you hold a sword. And you're like, I'm not retaining any of it.
I was like, no, I'm way past this. That's not happening. It was intense.
Yeah, well, it was intense. I mean, we went to the shooting range. I remember we're trying to like give you like shooting tips. And like just breathe.
Erica's like, have you shot a gun?
Erica.
I've done that. I'm from South Dakota. I've shot a gun.
Yep. Erica's giving you like military training.
Yeah.
Because you guys were thick as thieves. And she did not want you to go home.
I did not want to either. I was going in that like really determined, and I appreciated you so much helping me feel super fierce. Drawing the helm of awe on my forehead. I really appreciated that.
What you said earlier is one of the crazy things about behind the show, like behind the scenes, we never knew what days were going to be a challenge day. You know, you would go into a day thinking it's going to be a challenge, then you would just film for 8 hours or 10 hours. And then, you know, that day they kind of threw us off because we're like, well, maybe there isn't a challenge, because we did the Beowulf thing, and then we went to like a little coffee shop, and then we're just guessing the whole time. And then turns out it was that day, and they drive us like an hour back. And it was funny because there's these signs that say like, no, you're not allowed to drive your tank there.
Right.
We're all like, what? Like,
and it
no.
was so beautiful. It was so beautiful.
Like the
Down
people,
these, like, windy little roads with,
yeah,
like, overgrown trees next to the sea, the Baltic Sea.
But who's driving their tanks around town that they have to post no tanks down this road, you know? And then we do our little pep talk, and then we go to the shooting range, and then we don't hear any shots. And we're like, what's going on? And they wanted us in the cars, and so we had music on, so I didn't even hear the explosions happening. So there was just like, why is it so quiet? And then it went on for what felt like forever, probably because there was time to set up the crew, you know, cameras. And so anyway, it was really fun for me to watch the actual challenge go down. That was way more intense than you guys described. And like watching you guys have the mirror image of each other, and then it deviated, and I was just like, oh no. But you were fierce.
Thank you. I just gave it my all. And I channeled my inner Viking.
Now tell me, like, what was going through your head? Because, like, I see you just looking straight ahead, and you looked like you were on the war train. Just, you know, what were you thinking?
I do really like memory games. And so I'm really good at visualizing also. It's part of how I do design. I can see visually like a space where things fit, if that makes sense. And so I was looking through each of the symbols, and then I would look at the grid in front of me, and I would actually see where I needed to take a step. And then I memorized from the symbol where the step was. So that's why I was staring so straight down, because I knew where each exact step was that I memorized in the grid. So I was just focusing on the grid, not Melody's step. Yeah. I didn't want to lose my concentration so that I missed a step, but I could see actually where that was.
Another thing that's crazy is like, they're serious about those goodbyes. You say goodbye, and that's it.
Out.
And they're gone. Like what you see on film, you said that, and that's all you get to say to that person till you get back to the U.S. But then we get on the ferry and pop some bubbles.
Pop that. Pop that. Cheers to Brittany.
Yeah, zero whammy.
Yeah. Thanks, it was because of all of you.
Proud
and
of
your
you.
super awesome top, and the love that it exudes out of each of you in your own individual ways. I'm gonna ask for better strangers in my life.
For tight friends and bringing us as far as we can go.
Yeah.
Minskål, dinskål, alla falla, flickaskål.
Skål.
It alleviated a degree of worry, but I was like, wow, that was so intense. And so is like the first challenge. Yeah. What's going to come? So just trying to like let that go. Yep. And just be grateful that I made it to the next day. And that was kind of my philosophy from then on. I felt like I was just, you know, riding on borrowed time and just ready for the next experience and getting to know like my new buds, you know, like I'm really so grateful for meeting you guys.
You have such a bright energy, like this energy that just exudes out of you that I think is contagious to other people. And it's like this, you just bring so much fun, you know, to every situation. And so it's really good to catch up a little bit like this.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And I appreciate you and your friendship. And I look forward to our next ski trip.
Yes, much skiing to come. I hope each of you has a great week, and for now I'll say hej då, ha det bra.